ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम्। महागणपतये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भूर्भुवः सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। Namaste everybody. So today we have a stream on a lady who lives in the United States of America. She is a Christian origin and she got married to a Muslim man, and we will talk to her and find out more about her. So I'm just waiting for her to join the stream. So let me check if so she's having some technical problems. So let me just take a few seconds here and help her. Yes, I see her now. Kafira ji, most welcome to the stream.
Hello, thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
So, Kafira ji, I would like to welcome you first of all, and I would like to ask you begin with your childhood. How was your family environment, and your parents? Were they strict, religious, very religious, or conservative, orthodox Christian family, or whether you were a Protestant, Catholic, or what denomination of Christianity? And
I was actually Mormon.
you were a Mormon? Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's very, very strict.
yes, I have been to that those churches, and I've lived in the countryside, and I've been to Mormon churches. And you mean an LDS church?
Yes.
Okay. So it's I find it that I find that the LDS church is very similar to the Islamic, you know, pattern, because even they believe in polygamy.
Yeah, they do have polygamy. They don't practice mainstream church now.
In Utah, I think they do that. There was this prophet who declared himself a prophet, Jeff or Jefferson, some Jeffrey.
Oh yes.
Yes.
He's not considered the main as well. So he is you know, my family was not part of those people, and my family doesn't believe in for us, Um, but yeah, they believe that we will have polygamy when we die.
You have some connection problem. Your voice was breaking.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
Okay, one thing more I found out I used to be a Christian too. For 17 years, I was a Christian, and um, this Mormon church, they told me that the difference between their church and other churches was that on Sunday they had the whole day was a church day instead of just going to the church for an hour and having your tea biscuits and coming back. Uh,
Yeah,
so
you can't spend money. You can't make other people work. You can't work. You can't do anything. That's not religion.
yes. And they also told me that once you qualify to a certain level, then you get to go to the other church, the white,
The temple.
yes, the temple. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have been inside that a few times, but I didn't complete my, like, adult ritual. So I left the church before I got to that. So
So how religious were you? Like, what about you as a child? Did you believe in you were too religious and god
I was
fearing?
very religious. I was more religious than my parents.
Oh, how how's that?
Yeah, I was very strict. I was very hard on myself. I wouldn't break any rules. If my mother said I could, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go to a friend's house on a Sunday. I was very strict with myself. And I imagine if I was Muslim, I probably would absolutely insane.
Your voice is breaking up. People in the audience are commenting, so maybe you can just click once on the unmute and like mute and unmute yourself. Maybe that would change something. Maybe it works.
Did it
So
work at all?
yes, I think a little bit it was better when you just spoke.
Okay.
So you were more religious, and so how? So when you grew up, and how did you end up with the marriage with a Muslim man? Like,
Well, my first husband was Christian, not Mormon. And I actually became an atheist when I was 20.
so I didn't understand. You were more fanatic than your parents were. You were very God fearing. You didn't break any rules, and you were. So how come you became an atheist when you were 20? Like, what led to this atheism?
Because I wanted to understand my religion so well that I followed it perfectly. And the more I learned, the more I realized it actually didn't make sense. So I became more and more educated, which actually brought me further away from it.
Well, what would you say the top three reasons in the Christian faith that you left it?
Well, at the time, it was disrespect for women.
It was bad for women. Okay.
Women weren't allowed to hold power.
Okay. But you mean the power in the temple, like being a deaconess, yeah, something like that in the church?
Yeah, women
Okay.
don't hold any leadership positions over the entire, only over the men, and they don't have special power.
Okay. So you felt that the church only favored men, and yeah. So what is the other two reasons?
um, the fact that we were told to rely on faith more than knowledge, um, that if something made no sense, we were told not to question, we were told not to
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, so like it's like a ton going in a tunnel. If you questioning is a mark of intelligence, and if you curb the questioning means that you just want to say anything you want and you want people to blindly follow, and you it didn't agree with you.
Yes.
And what would you say your third reason was?
Third reason. Um, well, what was the real straw that broke the camel's back was that there were there are different degrees of heaven. They told me that I wouldn't get to talk um unless I was basically perfect, and I wouldn't get to be with God the way I was told I would, unless I was basically perfect. And I knew that was impossible.
I didn't get that. Your voice was breaking up. Is there something obstructing the mic or some physical object?
No,
Okay, I didn't quite get that point. Sorry, your voice was
sorry.
breaking too much.
Um, that I would have to be perfect to be with God again.
Okay. So you have to be perfect with God, and you found this as a non-achievable parameter.
Correct.
Okay. So then you became atheist. So did you tell your parents about your becoming an atheist?
Yes, we argued.
So um, then some people are saying that ask her to log out and join the stream again, but I don't know because you had hard time getting in the stream, so I don't know.
Uh,
They are saying that they want to hear your voice. They are all waiting, and they say that they can't hear your voice nicely in a continuous flow.
okay.
But I don't know how risky it is for you to log out and then log back in, so I don't want to take any chances. Only if you know very well, then you can try, but if you don't, then don't.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Is that sounding better?
No.
Um, I could try a different phone.
Yeah, you can call on the phone. Somebody saying in the audience that you can call on the phone.
Okay.
Like,
I will. I'll leave and come back.
okay, okay, that sounds perfect. If you know how to come back and join in, you have to click on the same link.
Yes, I'll try it again. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye for. So, guys, sorry that the she doesn't know um, why her voice is breaking, and she's going to try logging back in. But I can fill you up for those who joined late. That she said that she grew up in a Christian family of Mormons, and Mormons go to Latter Day Saint churches, and I have lived with them. I was Christian myself for 17 years, so uh, they are very much like Islamists in terms of curbing women rights and polygamy and everything. All this Islamists marrying many women, that also exists in Mormons. So she said that her parents, she was more God fearing and more fanatic than her parents as a child. But later on, when she became 20 years old, she um, realized that it was not her cup of tea, so she became an atheist. And her top reasons were that they didn't have any women positions in the church. And she noticed that and she didn't like that. And another point was that they expected her to be perfect, as close to those standards, quite high and impossible to achieve. And what else did she say was another point was that, yeah, like she didn't find like there was freedom in the church. So basically, those were the reasons that she left um, Christianity. So it doesn't matter life, joy, adventure, how I met her. That doesn't matter. She lives in the US, and we are going to know from her about her life. So I'm just waiting for her to join back. Um, So I can take up anything. Let me see. It is Panditji. Namaste to you. Jatinji, Jai Shri Krishna. You didn't come earlier. We had a backstage, you know, discussion after my first stream in which Dikshitji was there too. Namaskaram, Om Murugaji. Jai Shri Ram, Rahul Kumarji. Har Har Mahadev. Namaste, Life and Joy Adventure. And Namaste, Ravi Shankar Keshari ji. Uh, Sound is breaking up. Yes, Kaushal Rajji, namaste to you. She has gone and left and she will come back. Pranam Amit Dwivedi ji. Sanatani a warrior ji, she has come and she will join back. Why do you have Buddhist flags at your home, Kaushal Rajji? Who has Buddhist flags uh, in our home? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, you mean Kafira ji has Buddhist flags. I don't know, maybe she is inspired by Buddhism. It's a good observation. I'm going to ask her that question. Can she call you on the phone? But maybe she doesn't want to reveal her phone. I don't know. I will try and see what's taking her time. Even many Muslim Bhakt like Ras Khan, Haridas Khan, Taj Begum have seen Lord Krishna with their own eyes. Um, Yeah, the thing is, Anup Singh ji, aapko bhi namaste, Ankush Das ji, Hare Krishna. So, I have been to Latter day Saint churches and they are just like following, Mormons follow polygamy. They marry several little girls, older men marry several girls. And they have something like this, like Islam in their faith too. It's just like the closest to Islam is the Mormon faith, I would say that. Okay, let me see what's going on, what's taking her time. Okay, so she says that she is waiting to use her husband's iPhone, and she has asked me to wait for 2 minutes, which we all can do. Radhe Shyam Gaur Hari Rasik Ji, Ankush Das, Namaste. So yeah, and anybody who has questions on Sanatan Dharma, you can always email me on my email, preetinigam07 at gmail.com, and ask me any questions. Or you can, we will have Sanatan Sabha every Tuesday. After this next Tuesday, then I'm free on every Tuesday as well. So we can keep a Sanatan Sabha where we can answer your questions, or we can keep special sessions where you can put up some questions and we can open the books and answer from them. And you will notice that all these people who ask questions on Sanatan Dharma from, like Sam Storm and other people, there is a website called vedkabhed.com, and they have written all kinds of nonsense stuff there which doesn't exist. More than half of the references over there are false because they have quoted some English books. When you open them, they are written by Devdutt Patnaik, or people who have, other vested interests, and they have twisted all the facts over there. And if you go and look into the actual Sanatan Dharma scriptures, you will find that they don't have chapter numbers, they have khand numbers. And if you go to those khands, you will find that those references are not mentioned at all. So that's one thing. And then another thing I want to say is Puranas basically are have two kinds of stories. One are those which are historical, old ancient stories, and the others are like um, stories that have been cooked, just to give as an example. And for example, like Ganesha, I did a stream on Ganesha. And right, Yasmin Khan, she asked a question on Sanatan Samiksha about why would Shiva, who is the Lord, be so angry and he would cut the head of Ganesha and put an elephant's head there, and all those kind of questions which normally many people have, including the Hindus. is because it's a symbol. Because Parvati, why would she have dirt in her body to make Ganesha in first place? How can a goddess have dirt? So the thing is that just uh, it just depicts festive energy, and during the festivals we become more indulged in foods. Anyways, I'll continue that later. Let's welcome Kafira ji back.
Hello.
Hi. It's much better now. You sound much better.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So, yeah, so where we were that you said you became an atheist because you found the standards were too high for you to follow, and that you had to become godlike, and then there were no women positions there in the church, etc., and that made you become an atheist.
Yes, correct.
So, did you tell your parents that you have become an atheist, or you kept this as a secret?
No, I told them right away, and we argued about it a lot.
Okay, and then how come you married a Muslim man?
I first married a Christian man
Okay.
and had a child with him, but he was not good and he left us. And so it was only like 3 years ago, I met a guy who was going to school here in my city. And he brought up the fact that he already rejected things in Islam and acknowledged the problems in Islam. And so I felt pretty safe with him. And he didn't care that I felt very strongly about the problems in Islam. And he didn't see it as a problem. So we got married.
So, is he a Shia or a Sunni, and where is he from? India, Pakistan, or Arabic country?
He's Shia, actually. And he's from Saudi Arabia.
Okay, so he speaks Arabic, I think.
Yes.
Okay, so my question is: so he thinks that he's against Islam. Then why are you wearing a niqab?
Oh, I'm actually wearing the niqab because I like it.
You like it? What do you like about it?
I just like the look. I think of it as a fashion style.
Oh, I would love that you can do your style, but if you show your face to my audience, that they would find it very nice.
Well, actually,
Your
I
beautiful
only
eyes, your beautiful eyes. So,
oh, thank you. Yeah, I wear niqab online because I get a lot of death threats from
oh,
Muslims,
uh,
and so I hide my identity online.
I read this. It's worth mentioning that never yield to threats. They are just empty threats. Because I'll tell you why. Because Wafa Sultan has written a book in which she mentions in the beginning itself about a monster who was terrorizing a people in a beautiful place, and this guy goes there and sees everybody in very uh, everybody depressed, even though it is very beautiful surroundings and there is all the resources there. And they pointed him towards the monster who was sitting on a very tall high mountain, and he decides to kill the monster. Everybody advised him against it, but he goes up, and he finds that the more he climbs up, the monster gets smaller and smaller. In the end, when he reaches the top, he jumps on it and lands um, on his palm. So he asked, "How come that when I saw from down below, you seem to be so big, and when I came up, you became so small?" He said, "That's what terror is. That's what it looks big from far, but once you counter it, it'll go smaller and smaller."
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. So you married him, and once a Muslim, always a Muslim. There is a saying like that.
Yeah.
And have you heard about al taqiyya?
Oh, yes, yes,
Yes, like you can lie whenever it is convenient to you.
yes,
And have you heard about love jihad?
yes,
There are
yeah.
so many Indian girls whom have been lied to, and especially they advertised in the madrasas, in their mosques, about if you catch a Hindu girl with a Brahmin like background, then you get paid this much money. if you catch another caste girl, then you will be paid this much money. And then they wear things of symbols which resemble like Hindus, and they will go and mix up with them, and they will say, oh, we are ex-Muslims. Or if she comes to know that he's a Muslim, he will say that I'm ex-Muslim, and I don't believe in Islam anymore. I don't find it good, and he will try to behave like more rational person, and he will disassociate himself with other Islamic people for the time being.
Mhm.
But once he's in full swing, he'll take a U-turn when you never expect it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so common, Kafiraji, that so many Indian Hindu girls have been found dead, found in suitcases, and it's very alarming.
Yeah.
And the media is all under them, so even if the news comes out, they just curb it. So that's why you don't find it so much. It's hard, but we have people doing groundwork and helping those victims, the families,
Mhm.
daughters are dead, like killed in this way. So when you said my husband is no longer, he doesn't come, and I see you in niqab, and you say it's my choice. These are all like red flags, actually.
No, it's not like that. No, I went to Egypt before I met my husband, and I was asked to try to, to wear the niqab to try it, and so I wore it while I was in Egypt, and I liked it while I was in Egypt because it protected me from, all the men there and how
Yeah,
like obnoxious they are, and
yeah, that's true.
so yeah.
In Egypt, it is, I think, and there's one very funny thing is that they have perverted minds, and they look at women in bad ways, so they should pluck their eyes out. Instead
Hmm.
of that, they want to punish the woman by wearing a curtain. And, in this weather, it is okay, but imagine going like that in a very hot climate, and imagine a woman having asthma. So there are
Hmm.
many things. So they always want to punish women for all the perversions of a male,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
that's
I'm
unfair.
I'm very much for the niqab ban in Europe, actually. And I live in a very hot climate. I live in a desert, it's very, very hot here. And so during the summer, I usually don't wear it out because it's too hot. And, and yeah, my husband doesn't like the niqab. My husband wishes that I wouldn't wear it. He asks me not to wear it, actually. So it's not something I was wearing it already when I met him, and he was, didn't like it. And so, I mean, it is my choice.
Yeah,
Not that that makes it right. I think the niqab is an evil thing, um, for what it stands for, so it's sort of a contradiction that I like to wear it, it makes you feel just, I don't know, like cozy. That's all I like about it. I really like medieval clothing as well, long
I like
flowing
it for
clothes.
for a few minutes, like to just to take a picture in it. But I think it's quite insulting. Like I feel that it's insulting to womanhood, because if somebody is dictating that you wear what we want you to wear, or you are so perverted that because to protect myself I have to, tomorrow I will try to put a bricks around me to protect me from physical attacks. That's not, you can, to what limit are you going uh, to do this, to what
Yeah, and
extent?
the niqab does not protect you either. It's not a protection
Yeah,
at all.
but no, but tomorrow they will say that to protect yourself from physical assault, you should build a brick wall around you and just leave a small window there. Like,
Hmm.
to what extent you can go and fulfilling their absurd demands.
Hmm.
So I just, even if there was a time when I was young, like more young, and I used to love burqa, and I thought it's a nice style, and to it's a little mysterious. There is a mystery attached to it, that what's underneath that and all that. I like
Hmm.
that, and I thought about it, and then I thought, no, this is um, this is not good, because it sends a message to the
Hmm.
womankind that you have to do this. This is, even if
It's
I like it,
dehumanizing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. and this is like promoting the same kind of behavior in men. So
Right.
that's
It
one thing that I
it
would.
says that their worst behavior is justified.
Yes. Have you ever watched this movie called Not Without My Daughter?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
yeah. I would I would, I never even fly over the countries. So I would not recommend you to go and visit these countries. You don't know what would happen. Maybe one or two trips you made have been safe and nice, but you cannot guarantee that they would always be like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really want to go to Saudi Arabia with my I would
Yeah.
never go with my husband, and he hasn't asked me to go or anything,
Okay.
but
Well, I'm just trying to, I just think of for your benefit.
yeah,
You have any children with your Muslim husband?
not yet.
Not yet. I would just wait. Just wait for the things to pan out, because you've been recently married to him, I suppose. 3 years?
Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he just told his family.
Okay. Yeah, so why can't you both convert to a third religion? One time I liked this guy from Turkey. He was quite handsome, and I told my parents I want to marry this guy. He's very handsome. So my father said that I told him. He said you should convert to Islam,
Mhm.
because they don't consider a marriage valid unless you convert to Islam. So I told my dad, and he said that why should one person convert in a marriage? Either both should convert or none. So he said, why don't you both convert to a third religion?
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, when I met my husband, he was, already following some, gurus, and you know, would meditate and stuff based on
oh,
things. Yeah.
so
So,
are you inclined towards Buddhism?
yes, Natsana Dharma.
Sanatan Dharma? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome. Like if you and your husband both came into Sanatan Dharma, that would be ultimate, because in Sanatan Dharma, people have misconceptions, many misconceptions. And
Mm.
it's majorly, I would say, a fault of the Hindus, because they have not tried to explain all those misconceptions or remove them in any way. First misconception is that Hindus have many gods, which is not true. There is only one God, and they give you the freedom to experience your intimacy with God, or to feel God in the way you experience you. And God is like a supreme power, and it cannot be. It doesn't have a form, and it doesn't have a gender. So it can be masculine energy as well as a feminine energy, and you have the free. Um, you have the freedom to either follow the masculine energy or the feminine energy, or both. So it's your freedom in every possible way. And we encourage people to ask questions. See, I only follow truth, and I've changed my religion like 5 times, and I've gone back into Sanatan Dharma. Yeah. So
Well, yeah, I mean, in Sanatana Dharma complements other religions as well. Like you can have some other practices, but the worldview can remain the same.
yes.
Um, yeah. So, yeah, in the year 2017, I read both the Bhagavad Gita and the Quran at the
Wow.
same, in the same year. And I came out of it, much preferring obviously the Gita. The Quran is a big mess.
The Quran, first of all, the Quran, at least in Christianity, Jesus was kind and pure, and at least there was there. And most of the things in the Bible, they have been copied from the Torah and the Bible into Islam. But the person whom you're following, Muhammad, he's no prophet. He's a liar. He's a rapist. He's a pedophile. So
Hmm.
how can you consider a person of such low character, who is not even an average person? He doesn't even have virtues of a common man. He has stooped too low. How can you follow a person like that and have whatever he says? Moreover, even if he has said one or two things which are so obvious and they are there in every religion, a smoker who smokes himself cannot teach others not to smoke. So it's if you cannot act upon those things, and then you cannot advise others. So Muhammad and Quran is out of question, and Quran says just kill the non-believers. And I think I have like 109 verses in Quran are violent. So Quran is following the Quran, or opening or touching the Quran is like you have destroyed the virtues in you little bit. So I always, when I do a show on Islam, I always read my Bhagavad Gita or other things to purify myself, because that is like out of question to read about pedophiles, child porn, all that stuff is there in their dirty books.
Hmm.
And coming to Sanatan Dharma, what attracted you towards Sanatan Dharma? Suddenly, like you were married to a Muslim, left Christianity, then how come you started thinking about Sanatan Dharma?
When I was an atheist and single, I dated a Hindu man.
Oh,
And yeah, and it was a very short time that we dated, but he told me that it was, respectful of female power.
yes.
And so I decided to begin learning about it. I didn't know anything about it really. And so when I read the Gita, it really changed my life, and I started just living a very different life, and it made me see the world in a completely different way. And it was the first time that I felt that the idea of God was not something that conflicted with my values the way
Hmm.
that Christianity had.
Hmm. The only thing is that Christianity believes that everybody, like in Islam also, they all believe, all Abrahamic religions, whether Judaism, Christianity, or Islam, they believe that everybody was born out of Adam and Eve. And I find that impossible, because that means everybody's DNA should have been the same.
Yeah.
And moreover, from two people, if everybody came out, means it's incestuous relationship, incestuous offsprings, and that would lead to many genetic defects. So that's scientifically not possible. So that
Yeah.
theory is wrong.
Yeah, that story doesn't make any sense at all.
Yes, it doesn't. And in Sanatan Dharma, you know that how Brahma is the one God,
Hmm.
and he how he manifested, and he split into three energies, like the same powerful energy split itself into three and
Hmm.
became the Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh, on the basis of the functionality. Like Brahma was
Right.
the creator, and Vishnu was the maintainer, and Shiva was the regenerator. Because Hindus also believe in reincarnation, because Hinduism is a very advanced religion. They have gone and come back, and they have remembered, and that's why they know. And if you read the books by Ian Stevenson, he has, I think, taken 149 cases of reincarnation all over the world. And little children, they have spots in their body, they were pilot, they were shot by the bullet, or they have those marks and they are born. And he interviews everybody in their house and their relatives, and he's gone at length in finding out those cases. And there are other people also, like Carol, and there was one more guy. They've written books on these reincarnation actual cases, and they're incredible. And yet
When
Christianity and Islam, they don't believe in reincarnation.
Yeah, the first thing that I ever heard about Hinduism was years and years before, when I was an atheist. I read about reincarnation in Hinduism, and I thought if we do have spirits, that that idea made more sense to me than the idea of having one life and going to heaven or hell based on it. And more than just that, but the entire concept of reincarnation and moksha and everything, like all of that made a lot more sense to me, but I didn't really do anything about it. I didn't look more into Hinduism. At that time I just wasn't interested. And then years later, when my son was 4 years old, one night he began to tell me about his last life. and what happened to him then. And it was, he knew things that he couldn't know as a 4-year-old. And it was incredible. It was the most incredible thing I've heard. And then he never talked about it again, just this one night. And so, yeah, I think it makes the most sense to me.
Yeah. So you came to know about Sanatan Dharma from this guy whom you met after you turned atheist.
Yes, he told me a little bit about it, and then I went searching on my own
Oh,
because of what he had said.
yeah. So you read the Bhagavad Gita by Prabhupada, or did you what?
Yeah, it was a different one actually. The first one that I read, it was it has like a lot of explanation in it, and then later then I got the as it is version, um and but the first one was, yeah, it was by, I can't think of the name. It was like Eknot or something.
So I want to ask you. Can I ask you a personal question about your son? Like, is his name Islamic, and did he have this? What was that word called? They do that, the removal of skin.
No, he's not circumcised.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm against that. And
Yes.
my husband, my Muslim husband, is against that as well.
Yeah, because that's an insult to God that He didn't make something perfect, and that you're trying to, adjust it and make it perfect. If He wanted, He could have made human beings already done this, when they were born.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah,
And
it's
it's
just a
dangerous.
practice, in desert areas, because cleanliness water is little and they don't want to waste water. So maybe that was a practice then. And Muhammad and his gang, they killed so many old people by doing this circumcision in winter with an axe, and many old people died, including a 120-year-old man.
Wow.
So yeah. So but you didn't marry this guy who was a Hindu, and you you fell in love with an Arab.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't date very much. We only had like a few dates with the Hindu man. And he wasn't looking for marriage. Um, he was just visiting from India, so it was temporary. Um, uh, yeah. So, and I think Muslims. The reason that a lot of women marry Muslims is that they value marriage. They
Yes.
want families and all of that. So there's, I think a lot of American Christians feel that way too.
The word nikah, the Muslims do nikah, and nikah
Yeah,
is just a contract for the vagina.
right.
They call it aurat. Aurat is the vagina, the actual vagina of a woman. And it's very shameful that I came, when I learned this and I read about it, it was such insulting and very bad. It's just a Muslim marriage is a contract. A Hindu marriage is for 7 lives. If women are attracted towards marriage, then Hindu marriage is the perfect way to go, because it's not just one life. It is considered so sacred that for 7 lives, like they take 7 rounds across the fire, and it's believed to uh, go on beyond birth for 7 lives. So that's a bond, a sacred bond. It's not a contract.
Yes, marriage in Islam is very insulting to women. I agree.
Yeah. And they show it that they are very family oriented. It is not. Having one man and one woman, uh, seeing her husband marry other women and all that, that's inequality. I can tell you so many things in Islam, like uh, not only that, in Quran women are called as dogs and donkeys. Women are of half intelligence, and they are, if you go in Pakistan, 4 out of 5 women are raped there, and when the victim goes to complain, she's put in the jail, because a witness of a woman is half that of a man. So it's demeaning, insulting in many many ways.
Yeah.
And Muhammad had many concubines, like six. He had uh, 13. No, he had 13 wives, and he had no, sorry, 14 wives and 66 concubines. So if he was a prophet, he should have. They say that slavery existed in those times, but if he was a real prophet, he should have ended that. He banned alcohol, then why didn't he ban sexual slavery?
Yeah.
In fact, he made full use of it, and he had 66 concubines himself. So he's too much into desires. Well, you see on Gita, on the other hand, Bhagavad Gita, the Sanatan Dharma, it says that first of all, Sanatan Dharma, you have only one husband, one wife, and that's a sacred relationship which will go beyond, uh, in the next life as well. I was going to say something, but I forgot. So, yeah, so basically, the basic teaching of Bhagavad Gita is that you do selfless service to the society. What This is not yours. Even the body is not yours. It's got from this world. So everything you have to do is give back to the world, because the soul cannot be killed or cannot be. It continues to live, and the main aim of a person is to merge with God when they die.
Yeah.
The aim is not that when you die you go to a divine prostitute house, like a divine brothel with
Yeah.
72 virgins, to have sex. And and you will find so ironic that in Islam, like, they, what does it have in the Jannah or the heaven for women? Nothing. It's all for men, like 72
Mhm.
virgins for women. Like, how demeaning it is. Why would we? First of all, our body cannot go to heaven like this. We only, our soul goes. The body is flesh, it goes back in the earth.
Mhm.
So that's such stupid and lucrative, stupid offer given. Sounds rubbish, and I don't know whether to laugh or be angry at that, or it's stupid.
Yeah, when I was an atheist, I was friends with a girl who was actually a cousin of my first husband,
Hmm.
and she converted to Islam, and that was how I began to learn about Islam. Actually, it was not from my husband now or anything. I began studying Islam about 8 years ago, and
Ah,
I looked into it very deeply to fully understand it, and she, her choice to be a Muslim has just destroyed her life. She's
yes.
been with horrible men. Both of her husbands have been horribly abusive, forcing her to have as many babies as she can
Yeah.
against her will. Um, and I try to tell her, that this is not good for her and it's not good for her children. And she doesn't have a lot of self-esteem. So it works very well for her to be in a religion that has no respect for her because she has no respect for
Yeah.
herself.
Is she living in US or international?
She's living here in the US.
Yeah, she should divorce her husbands
Yeah.
and get some money from them, and keep the children herself, and maybe convert to another. Maybe you can tell her about Sanatan Dharma. That's the safest place for a woman. Do you think like Allah is like a pimp? He always Muhammad thinks, and Allah comes and gives the verses, and Allah is the pimp, and the Jannah is the heaven, is a divine brothel. Like, how can you think about this as a religion at all, which is leading towards God? It is all devil. It is nothing but devilish and stupidity, nonsense.
Yeah, I didn't believe in the devil, and I didn't believe in all of that. But Islam, learning about Islam makes me question the concept of a devil.
No, I came to know that devil exists after I read the Quran, because then I know, because it's in one of the scriptures, called Bhavishya Puran in Sanatan Dharma. It is written clearly that there was this Malech. Malech is an adharmi who doesn't believe in dharma. He started his religion over there, which was a ghostly religion. Like we call ghostly a person like who is very low in, who doesn't have virtuous, and an invirtuous person. I don't know if that word exists, but that's that kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what is dharma?
Yeah.
What do you understand? What do you think when you say dharma?
Like what's the word? Like the natural um can't think of the word. Um like a way that you should live your life.
Oh, the
Um
way to live your life. Yeah. Actually, I would say in one word, it is the your righteous duty.
right, duty. That's the
Yeah.
word I was looking for.
You know, like the sun's dharma is to give light, to
Mhm.
give warmth. That's the sun's dharma, like the sun. So similarly, what's a man's dharma? Is to be a good human being, a good father, a good husband, a good son, a good brother. That is his dharma. So everybody should follow a dharma. This is what is Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means eternal.
Mhm.
Your eternal righteous duty. Exact translation of the word Sanatan Dharma.
Yeah.
And I will tell you in just one line that the how do you know about a person? There are six enemies within the body, which are lust, anger, greed, attachment, um, and pride and jealousy. These are the six uh, enemies of your body, inside your body. And you have to overcome these obstacles in your body in order to become virtuous and closer to God. That's simple Sanatan Dharma explained. So if you know, if you're following some religion and if you think that their God doesn't even have these six obstacles removed from them, then how can he that person be virtuous? I had made a PowerPoint one time on Muhammad, that how he lacked these basic six virtues in him.
Mhm.
He was extremely lusty. Even after he married a 6 year old child when he was 53 years old. Not only that, he saw two-year old children who were suckling the mother's milk or who were crawling. They said he said that he wanted to marry them when he was 61 years old. I have those verses with me. And they have a book called Bahishti Zevar, in which it is written that if you have sex with a newborn, and if the two holes in her body are so close that they can become one. Like, I was reading this and I thought that these people should be hung for even writing that.
Yeah.
I would say that thank you, Mr. Krishna Varnam Ji, for your 60 rupees super sticker. Thank you very much. So now, what is your? Do you ever go to temples or in your region?
Yes.
Like a
Yes.
Hindu temple?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go quite frequently.
Really, on Sundays?
No, just whenever I can.
Yeah. It's, not only it's very peaceful. It's there is a library inside the Hindu temple, and the priests are quite knowledgeable. If you have any question, they will explain you very well. And you
Yeah.
can also go to an ISKCON temple, which is like just based on the Krishna
Yeah.
consciousness. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an ISKCON temple that I go to.
Okay. So that's just talking about the Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good effort. I think that you're towards the right path, because
Yeah.
we are human beings and we have to uh, overcome these sins of our own flesh. Like, we have to overcome that and lead a virtuous life and follow the dharma, like do our dharma. That's all we need to do. We don't have to do too much, too many things. These are the basic things.
Yeah, I feel much better in my life when I'm following, Sanatana Dharma. Yeah. Yeah, I feel much better in my life when I'm following, Sanatana Dharma. Yeah. Yeah, I feel much better in my life when I'm following, Sanatana Dharma. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel much better in my life when I'm following, Sanatana Dharma.
Yeah, Yeah. Would you also bring your friend whose life has become horrible and bring her to the ISKCON temple? Maybe her life can change too, and you can help her in this way. You can gain the brownie points. The
Yes, I try. I try to, you know, tell her about it, but it's very difficult.
Yeah, it is difficult for, especially if she has many children, and to get out of the house and in those conditions, and that too in the Hindu temple, and
Hmm.
they might kill her for it. Like she has to be saved first.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible that her husband could kill her for that. I wouldn't be surprised. Her husband's from Uganda.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't trust him.
Thank you, Krishna Varnam ji, for 100 rupees sticker. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare
you
Krishna.
have any questions on Sanatan Dharma? You would you bring your husband also to the ISKCON temple?
Yes, he comes with me.
Oh, he's inspired by. Okay.
Yeah, we're reading the Gita together right now.
Oh, oh, I'm so pleased to hear that.
Yeah.
Uh, and your son?
My son has chosen to be Christian. He really likes Christianity, and right now I'm just letting him try that path.
Yeah, but it they have many children in ISKCON temple too. And I'll tell you something: Christianity is quite like Islam in terms of the Bible and Quran. Many things are same.
Hmm. Yeah,
So,
there's an us versus them attitude about it. Um, I mean, it's much more tolerant, and I feel much better about my son being Christian than I do, if he was going to be Muslim or something. But but yeah, I mean, I would prefer that he wasn't Christian, but in some sense, though, however, it's somewhat like the Hindus have to stand up against the invasion of Islam in India. I feel that Christianity may be the only thing that can stand up to Islam in America. It may be the only thing that unites people enough to stand against the invasion of Islam. So, it is what it is.
there is a Hindu American Foundation too. It's not that Hindus are very weak. There are so many Christians who have converted into Sanatan Dharma.
I didn't say they're weak. I'm saying that Hindus in India are standing together against Islam, and I'm happy about that. And I'm saying that in America, our primary religion is Christianity,
Hmm.
so they're like Hindus also standing together, you know,
Hmm.
against this greater evil.
Yes, but since you go to ISKCON and your husband goes to ISKCON, it makes sense if your son also went where you went.
Yeah, I mean he has come, but yeah, he really likes Christianity. So we'll see what happens when he gets older.
How old is he?
He's 11.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe if you can bring him a few times to ISKCON temple, maybe he'll find his friends there. He might like it
Yeah, maybe.
because it has teachings in which Stephen Knapp, his name is. He has said that he was a Christian and he felt that they were the teachings in Sanatan Dharma is much more virtuous, and he
Hmm.
felt that a changed man when he came here. So it's it's what you can just see his statements and all on the
Yeah,
internet.
when my son was younger, I would show him a lot of the cartoons about Krishna and everything, and to try to show him the stories, and I thought that he would really like it, and he liked it somewhat, but he didn't love it so the way that I did. So maybe when he's older, he'll appreciate it more.
Yes. Do you know about Swami Kriyanand?
I'm not sure.
He is actually, uh, maybe he looks like he was a Christian before. I don't know his, but he is a Krishna devotee,
Mm-hmm.
and he also, I think, has the church service in his. He does both.
Oh,
He has a
okay.
mixed kind of. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Interesting.
Yes, I checked him out too. He's quite good.
Yeah, I think they can complement each other. I don't think, um, especially the way Christians practice today, they're very open minded, much more, than in the past, and much more than Muslims, you know.
Yeah, in the past, like the Dark Ages and the Inquisition, they had like they used to torture people and had
Hmm.
torture machines and all those things. So
Yeah.
yeah, so do you have any questions on Sanatan Dharma?
Um, I don't think so.
I want to tell you that Jesus was only a certain life, those years are mentioned in the Bible, but not his entire life history. He spent around 12 years of his life, or 18, I don't know how many years, in Kashmir in India. And he has a grave over there.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know
Uh,
that.
yeah, I can send you the link later on, where you can check that out.
Yeah, show me. I'm
Yeah.
curious about that.
And he got all this, give your other cheek and all those things from the Sanatan Dharma itself. Because Sanatan Dharma the is the oldest. We have Rig Veda, the four Vedas. The Rig Veda is the oldest, like 5,000 years old. Christianity is very new, and Islam is one of the newest. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
Hinduism is the oldest.
Yeah, when I was reading the Gita, I felt that there was a lot of it that seemed to align with the teachings of Jesus, but I felt that it was less corrupted than the
Well,
Bible.
it was much older than when Jesus was even born. So it
Yeah.
existed. The Hinduism existed, and we have those. Proofs, not
Hmm.
only the archaeological proofs of those, but scripture proof and so on.
Yeah, I felt that the Bible doesn't. There's a lot of things in the Bible that doesn't really align well with Hinduism, but the teachings of Jesus, I think, do, and I think that's very interesting. How they
Yeah,
can match up.
yeah, because they were got from the Hinduism, which existed in those times. He
Hmm.
got it from there only, because his name is also mentioned in the same book. I once told you that, in the Bhavishya Puran, which is the future Puran. Puran means old, so it's an old ancient scripture. It is not our holy scripture, but those are the scriptures or textbooks in which, what happened in the history in the past in ancient times are mentioned, and in which both Muhammad's and Jesus' name is mentioned in our books. But it is written that they both belong to the Malach Jati, but Jesus started doing good work, whereas Muhammad started a ghostly religion. So their names are mentioned in there.
Hmm.
So that's another thing. Yeah. So most of these ideas of Jesus of giving the other cheek also, and they were got from Hinduism.
Muslims say that they are better than Christians and better than Hindus in the sense that they don't turn the other cheek, that it makes them somehow superior. And I find that really funny that they feel that that makes them superior, in the sense that
No,
they're better if they're, less forgiving and more violent, that somehow makes them better. And it's like basically admitting that you're in a very large gang.
you cannot expect a logical answer from any Muslim. I once asked, "Can you tell me?" I don't even debate with them. I just asked them a simple question: "Can you name one kindness act which was done by Muhammad in his entire life? And can you give me proof from either Quran or the Hadith? They have 6 books of Hadith. Can you give me any proof from those? And the life history of Muhammad Ibn Ishaq. Can you give me any proof from any of these books? Any single act of kindness done by Muhammad? So they went and just got absurd narratives, like somebody is saying Muhammad is very nice. I said, that's not a kindness act. Give me an actual act. And one person later told me that they were going in a very desert, a very, very hot climate, and they were tired and exhausted, and somebody offered water to Muhammad. So I said, how is it a kindness act on part of Muhammad? It's kindness on the other person's part. Like, so this is an absurd answer. Just like you said that violence is better, and they are just comparing that giving the other cheek is not so much virtuous like killing that person. So it's the same as that person answering me that somebody gave water to Muhammad is an act of kindness on part of Muhammad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nonsense. It's
Yes,
it's
exactly.
incoherent.
And let me tell you that guilty and innocent definitions are different in Islam. When
Yes.
they say that, they quote the 532, that when one innocent person is killed, that means the entire humanity has been killed. That's bullshit. First of all, the context is different and specific for that particular thing. And then they don't read the whole verse. And the next
Yeah, it was
verse
for the
also they don't
Jews.
read. The immediately next verse, flips that. And according to them, a guilty is a person who has not accepted Islam.
Right.
Even if you have raped a girl, if you have raped somebody, you are not guilty. But if you have not accepted Islam, that is the greatest guilt or sin you have committed. So their definitions are screwed up, and I don't even now I don't even get angry on them, because they are born in incest. They are ill fed because of many children, and then they can't sleep because they are woken up at odd times and they have to say their prayers. So
Yeah.
less sleep, less eating, incestual birth, and then they are beaten heavily especially in India, Pakistan. Those madrasas, all of them are sexually violated, and they are beaten mercilessly. I have seen such uh, depressing videos which I uh, could not see them.
Yes,
They
they justify
wanted.
beating children
Yes,
for not being religious enough and things.
not
It's
religious
horrific.
enough. This girl, she's made to memorize the verses. They're passing current on her. I have,
Yeah.
yeah, they were shocking her with electric current. So you can say that these people are shown all kinds of violence. Plus, they eat halal meat. Do you eat halal?
No.
Just boycott halal. That's the least thing a person can do to become an average human being. Because halal meat is, they go slowly torturing the animal, and the animal screams and shakes. So, first of all, you are eating meat, and on top of it, you are giving so much of pain to the animal. So,
Hmm.
I hope you
Yeah,
don't
I'm
eat.
against halal slaughter.
Yeah, I hope even if you eat meat, don't eat their meat. Just eat the normal, American brand. Don't eat the halal brand. I don't even buy products, which have written halal certified on them,
Hmm.
because all the funds they go to terror, these terror activities and ISIS and all that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I
does your
bet it.
husband give zakat?
No.
Okay. So, I would like to say that anything else you would like to say?
Um. Uh. I guess when I went to India in 2018.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the people I stayed with were Muslim men who were living with Hindu women, and I heard someone say something about how they felt like they had, conquered the Hindus by, having sex with their Hindu women, even though these were their girlfriends that they loved.
Yeah.
you know, and people will pretend not to know that stuff, but they know what they're doing, you know.
Yes, they know that. I'll forward you a book which is based on the true cases, but they have written that because all the system is theirs. Like they
Hmm.
are in every position in the government, they are in every field, they are in the journalist. One girl, she ran away, she was being attacked by her husband, she went to the police station. The woman was a Muslim, she failed to write the report. Also, she said, you just spread wrong things about Muslims, so she refused to write the report. So
Right. You,
these
yeah.
people are everywhere.
They get
And
into
that's why.
positions of power and then they,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
Even in
Sorry to interrupt.
Facebook, when I have been suspended so many times on Facebook just for now. I don't even write. Like even if I share a post which are actual thing which has happened in India, they will suspend me for 1 month.
Yes. Yes. And I also want to say, too, that you were talking about how it's nonsense and the definitions are backwards when you talk to Muslims.
Yes.
I feel the same thing happening now to Americans who are of a, you know, of the left political persuasion. They start to speak in a way that I've only ever heard Muslims speak. They start to say things like changing the definitions of words,
Yeah.
and it's terrifying to me because it's something I thought was only in, you know, Muslim culture and in, you know, other cultures and around the world, but now this same kind of way of thinking and functioning is happening in the, you know, on the political left here in America. And we're in a really precarious time.
Yes, and imagine they have like 56 Islamic countries, and they are not poor countries like Dubai and all. They are very rich and affluent countries. But whenever they take refuge, they will take in Europe or US. They will not want to go to these Middle Eastern countries and live there, but they would like to come to US or Europe. Why?
Yes.
And then they will their modus operandi is same in every country. They will come,
Yes.
they will come quietly, they will start to breed there, and they will live peacefully, like as if they are minding their own business. So everybody welcomes them because the companies over here, they want their products to be consumed by people, so they bring in more economy by purchasing the goods. So they like the immigration, they like the refugees. They stand for humanitarian rights, and whatever they want, they will come and sneak into the country. Then they will breed like cockroaches, and then
Yeah.
they will once they are like 40%, then they will start to impose, like then they will start asking for favors, like favors for prayer during the working hours, like stealing time from the management, like stealing time from the company,
Yes.
devoting in prayers and their other
Yes.
things. Special rights, like they will say, we will. This girl, she went to Florida and she took a job in a liquor outlet, and then she's saying, I'm not going to sell liquor. So why is she there in first place? Like, they will
Yes.
try and try things to try to move things in their favor, and their own person is sitting in the human resources. They will do this. They do this in every country, and yet people are so foolish, they are not seeing what is happening around them. And they will say, okay, so what, hijab or something is their own right. Then they will hide men inside burqas, they will hide men inside the niqabs, and they will try and do stuff, killing people. And
I
when
think that
somebody. Hmm.
it's so evil and so extreme that it's difficult for people to realize and believe how extreme it is. They think that can't be real. It must be someone else lying about them. It's difficult for them to, you know, accept that it's really that bad. And that's kind of part of the danger of it.
Well, it is typical narcissistic attitude. Like narcissists don't feel empathy, and they think that they are victims. After attacking other people, they will immediately start claiming victimhood. Like after attacking others, they will say, we are the victims.
Right.
They usually do that. And if any terrorist is caught, and they will say, he's not a Muslim, they will deny he's a Muslim. even though he's a Muslim, and there are thousands and thousands have been caught in different countries doing these terrorist activities, they will yet claim that they are not Muslims. But when their body comes, all their the people, our relatives, are all Muslims. They will claim the body, they will bury the body in a Muslim way, they will do everything Muslim, and yet he's not a Muslim. And then they will try and say, they will try and do al taqiya, trying to fool other people by saying, oh, these people are not Muslims, and they are not terrorists, and not all Muslims are bad, and all that. So not all snakes are poisonous, but should we get cut by bit by every snake to test which one is, like, that's such a stupid statement again. These people are trying to do this everywhere, and they show that these terrorism is not given in Islam, where it is mentioned. Jihad is of 13 types, it is mentioned in their books. And these people have never read the Quran. They are taught by their Maulavis some Arabic things to memorize, and that's all. And that's all they memorize without knowing the meaning. And the Maulvi, whatever he teaches them, is not found in any of their books. He tells all nice stories about Muhammad which are nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
And these people are complete denial that no, Islam is so good and there is nothing good in it. They don't want, and when they grow up, they are shown references, they completely deny that it is the correct reference, or something else must have happened. You didn't see the context, you didn't see the meaning properly, you didn't see the explanation properly. They have explanation books separate, and they will say innumerable things to defend. That's another sign of a brainwashed person.
How do you feel about the situation in Canada? Do you feel that the situation in Canada, Hindus are safe? And, how do you feel like Muslims are behaving in Canada?
I think if there is even one Muslim in a country, that humanity is in danger,
That's true.
because one it takes one small thing to become grow, and they grow exponentially. So and I'll tell you one more thing. The leftists are actually the Islam without the Allah.
Yes.
The Islam without the Allah is the leftist. So the leftist and the Islamist, when they attack, they do different kinds of jihad also, like education jihad, business jihad, love jihad, you name it, land jihad, you name it, every kind of jihad they do. And their typical way is that they will try to create a rift first. Like if you're, they will say, oh, Buddhists are bad, or this, they will create a rift between Buddhists and Hindus.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they start. They will
Yeah.
do anything. They will find two people and they will try to uh, make them fight each other. That's their typical way.
Yeah. Well, I have to go now.
Thank you so much that you gave us so much time, and I would have asked others to ask. Do you have time for question answers, like for
A
all?
couple.
Okay, anybody has any questions they would like to ask Kafira ji? Saying, please talk about challenges of Dawa Jihad, only tool to establish Dawa. Yeah, there is a lot to talk about, but this is our first meeting, and I think I talked much more than you did.
They're asking me to talk about dawa.
It's a kind of jihad that, they do the lip jihad too.
What jihad?
There are 13 kinds of jihad that are mentioned in their books, and one is that every Muslim has to do, which is called the lip jihad.
Okay.
Um, One is saying, how does Kafira see her future now?
I'm seeing my husband leaving Islam
Yeah.
completely, and that we will. He actually had talked about wanting to become a Christian. Some time ago. I think any step away from Islam is positive. So I don't know if that might happen, or he might, embrace Sanatana Dharma with
Because they
me.
are all Abrahamic religions, so they feel that since in their book it is written about Jesus too, so they feel close, because they
Right.
are all based on Adam and Eve starting the whole human race kind, which is not true. And then the original sin is also there in Christianity. They believe in original sin, means every child who is born is sinful.
Hmm.
In Sanatan Dharma, we don't believe like that.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel? Do you want to go into Christianity or do you want to go into Sanatan Dharma?
No, I left Christianity. I'm done with it.
Uh, One person is Kaushal Raj is asking, Kafira ji, have you read Buddhist texts?
No, not really. Not the way I have with Hinduism, where I was actually sitting down and reading.
Yeah. Have you become a Hindu or just studying Hinduism? Carl is asking.
Well, I consider myself a Krishna devotee, so I think I would say I use the title of Hindu fairly.
Yeah. I think God loves you. That's why you are, lured towards this side now. Um, Anybody else? What about Bhagavad Gita? Yeah, she said that already. I don't think it's a question. I have a teenage son looks influenced by Muslim friends portraying as atheists. Yeah, there are many Muslims, actually in India, they call themselves atheists, but they are actually Muslims.
Like pretending to
Something.
be secular.
Yes, yes, that's they all do. There are so many atheists over there, so called Muslims who drink call themselves atheist Muslims, but they are
Yeah.
actually their mindset is all Islamic only.
Yeah.
They see the world with the Islamic goggles, like the Islamic glasses.
Yeah. Yeah.
The question for you, Carl has asked: do you do yoga or meditation?
Yes. Yes. Do that. Yeah. Asanas and meditate. Yes.
I have created a playlist. There is only one playlist in English so far. It has 17 videos and it is in English. So if you ever have a chance, you can go through those. I have given, they're short videos, like I have given references all from the Quran and the Hadith books about specific things mentioned. I've just read them out
Oh, okay.
on every topic, on the babies, what they say in Islam, on children, what they say, on women, like
Yeah.
inhumanity. It's an inhumanity series. So, what are the
Okay.
inhumane things they have said about all these subjects? That kind of list I have, I can send them.
I
Uh,
was gonna say that anyone who's um, pretending to be Muslim, you have to ask them the hard questions and see how they react. And if they remain very calm, even when you insult Muhammad, then maybe they can be trusted and maybe not. But um, yeah, but most times they'll get angry and then, they, they look really stupid.
I have stories in the Quran which say that there were people who were followers of Muhammad and they told Muhammad, we are going and talking to the Jews, but we will say all bad things about you. So he said yes, like, so they will say many bad things about Muhammad too, and they will not. They have come prepared with doing the
It's
ultimate.
it's more rare though. It's harder to find. Like you can still find them out. But most Muslims can't take it. They're like infants. They're like babies. They can't handle something that disagrees with them. It seems like
Oh,
most.
you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. There are so many fake IDs here that I deal with, and then when they turn out, we come to know after talking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. For most, they cannot stand anybody saying against Islam, or they start hurling abuses. They do personal attacks.
Hmm.
After a healthy discussion can become hurling abuses from their side, and doing personal attacks, and they will take out your images and put bad things there, and they'll do all kinds of this immature and offensive things and uncivilized way. But there are some very clever Muslims out there who have done al taqiyya to a greater level.
Yeah, there's some of them. Yeah.
Yes.
They asked why I wear the burqa. um, it just so I'll answer that question. It just feels very, very like cozy to me. I wear it online to protect my identity, um, and it does something to help with anxiety, which I don't recommend wearing weird clothes to help you with anxiety. You should deal with it a better way than that. But it is very comforting sometimes to be in public and not feel as as like forced to be with people you may not want to be with. Is how it makes me feel. So that's my reason. Those are my reasons.
Okay. You are the best judge for your circumstances, but you think about some of the things that I've told you today, and I'll share some of the things with you too later on, like through Instagram.
Okay.
So, if anything you would like to say to our audience before we close the stream?
Um, as the apostate prophet says, stay away from Islam.
Yeah, that's the best advice I would say.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Kafiraji, for taking out your valuable time and talking to my audience and telling them about your story. And I
All right.
hope we talk again.
Yes, probably.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye. So this was her story, and for her protection, she has put the niqab. That's why I didn't read up that question which came up on that. So Dikshitji, are you still there or you've left? So is Dikshitji there in the comments? Yeah, I know. I'll embrace G. It's a weird thing. I saw that too. It looks like very. She is left now. So if anybody has any question for me, or should I close the stream? And then I can give you the link, and we can talk in the back if anybody wants to talk with me. I think I will share my link, and we can talk in the back. So I hope everybody enjoyed and learned something from her life and heard what her dilemmas and her challenges are, and her religious journey. So I wish you all the best and keep watching my channel, and please share my videos with others, and please do some Shramadan, which is every who is listening has a responsibility of sharing this video to other so two other links or websites or people. Thank you very much. You have a great day. Jai Hindu Rashtra. Vande Mataram. Jai Mahakal.